Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon, good morning, good evening to everyone. Arnon in the house. Good to be here. Let's give everyone a few moments to enter the room. I know that a lot of people have been messaging me and contacting me. So got a good session today. We're going to be talking about something very important. Kyle, good to see you. Yes. So we've got an amazing session today. Today we got a very important topic that we have to talk about. So as always, to all my Facebook friends that are connecting to me, good to see you guys. Looking forward to the session. To all of you who are coming to me on Instagram, good to see you. Harry, good to see you. David, good to see you. So the subject or the topic that I want to talk about today is something I believe that a lot of people underestimate its importance and the role that it plays in the level of success that you want to achieve. Okay? So, Jules, good to see you. Thank you for joining. One of the key things that being an entrepreneur, being a businessman, being a person who has ambitions, inspirations, one of the key things that I want to talk to you today about is, drum roll, goal setting. Goal setting. Now, first of all, let's take a step back. Before I share with you 3 golden nuggets that are going to absolutely serve you, help you, and bring you closer to your desires and whatever it is you want to achieve. Chantal, good to have you here. Elisa, good to see you. Before I share with you 3 golden nuggets going to help you with your goal setting is, let's take a step back. One of the key things that is important to understand from a subconscious perspective is what we focus on expands. So whatever you're focusing on, whatever you're continuously focusing on is going to grow bigger. And why am I sharing this with you? Because a lot of people, when they are setting goals, they think of it as being a hunter. I've got to hunt. I've got to go after my goal. But actually the secret is to turn that around and move from being a hunter to becoming a magnet. And the difference is a hunter is always on the hunt, running, looking, searching, going after their goals, whatever they want to achieve. But when you become a magnet, you pull those opportunities towards you. And so let's talk about goal setting. The first thing that I want to get across to you guys is move from being a hunter to becoming a magnet. How do you do that, Arnon? How do you do that? Well, the first thing we want to do is we want to raise our vibration. We want to raise and increase our energy, okay? So whatever you want to do, just raise your energy. Everything in this universe, my friends, my Facebook friends, my Instagram friends, everything in this universe is one thing, and it's one thing only. It is energy. It is energy. So, got to raise your energy. So let's talk about goal setting. First of all, important for you to understand the difference between a dream and a goal is 2 very important things. The first thing is that a goal has a timeline attached to it. Second, a goal has an action plan attached to it. So we want to move away from the dreaming into the goal setting and achieving. The way we do it, whatever goal we want to have, whatever goal we're going after, whatever goal we are trying to attract, we're pulling towards us, is we need to move from, remember, we want to move from hunter to magnet. We got to, number 1, we got to set a timeline. Okay, I want to achieve this. I want to attract this opportunity into my life. I want to be in this position by this date. Very important. We got to put a date. Okay, that's number 1. The second thing is we got to put an action plan in place. What does the action plan look like? Okay, very important. So that's the first tip. Second thing, when you're setting your goals, you want to think big. You want to have that image in your mind. You want to, like, I want to achieve this. Whatever it is for you. I want to, buy my first investment property and rent it out and create passive income. I want to become a, millionaire in cryptocurrencies. I want to have an incredibly successful business where I do not have to be a slave in the business, but I can be a real business owner instead of being a business operator. Okay, what is the goal? Whatever it is for you, there's no good or no bad. Wherever you're at, whatever you're going for, go for it. But think bigger. That's the first thing I want to share with you. But another thing that's really important is that when you have that goal, so you know what it is, start chunking down. What does chunking down mean? Well, here's a question. How do you eat an elephant? That's right. One bite at a time, piece by piece, right? Now, please don't go eat elephants, especially because I'm passionate about conservation, okay? But you know what I mean. So a lot of people, when they set up or they establish the goal they want to go after, and they think, oh, this is a big goal, and they want to go after it, a lot of times people get overwhelmed. And as a result, they retreat, they pull away from that goal that they want to achieve. But one of the key things to understand is that every great journey started with its first step. And so how do we take our first step? Well, the best thing is to take a step back. We have our goal and say, okay, let's chunk this down. Let's break this down into bite-sized pieces. In other words, let's reverse engineer that goal. Let's reverse engineer it. So instead of saying, look, I want to achieve X, okay, what do I have to do today, right here, right now? What is one thing I can accomplish that will bring me a little closer to achieving that goal, whatever it is? So set the goal. Think bigger than what you would normally do. A lot of people, they set themselves a goal and the goal is so small. And then the scary thing is that they actually hit the goal. You don't want, if you've hit your goal was probably a little bit too small. So whatever you think your goal is, think a little bit bigger. Okay? Then chunk it down, break it down. Put a timeline to it, put an action plan to it. You've got a timeline, you've got an action plan, start breaking down that action plan. Okay, so if that's the big goal, and I say it's going to take me 6 months to achieve it, or 3 months to achieve it, or 5 years to achieve it, break it down. What is my next step? Okay, reverse engineer it. Exactly. Yeah, we want to reverse engineer it. Now, in a moment, I'm going to share with you a great book that I recommend that's going to empower you to not only think bigger, but ultimately to help you see and to experience how other people have, from thinking big, helped themselves to achieve success and create wealth for themselves. So I've got a great book for you guys here. But first, let me share with you the third key. Remember, we're talking about goal setting. The third key. So the first one, right? We want to understand the difference between a dream and a goal. And the difference between a dream and a goal is that a goal has an action plan attached to it and a timeline attached to it. That's number one. Number two, the second thing is we want to chunk down our goal. We want to break it down into small, edible pieces. We want to reverse engineer it so we don't get overwhelmed emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. Now, the third thing, which is one of the most powerful ways to pretty much guarantee that you will achieve your goals. Would you guys like to know one of the best ways to pretty much guarantee that you achieve whatever you're going after? If you want to know this, give me a thumbs up, guys. There are a lot of you online. Just give me a thumbs up so I know you can hear me, so I know you're connected, and I know you want to hear what is the third secret to not only setting your goals, but also helping you achieve them. So let's see. I want to see some energy, guys. I need energy here. Okay. Very cool, very cool. Harry in the house. Good man. Okay. So got some thumbs from you guys. Appreciate it. The third thing, if you want to close the gap, so you're setting your goals, right? If you want to close the gap from where you are to where you want to be, from my experience, having coached and trained over 100,000 people from over 65 different countries, shared the stage with some incredible trainers, speakers, and thought leaders, one of the things that is absolutely apparent to all of us high achievers is that you need to have accountability. Accountability. So here's my question. Who is holding you accountable to your goals, to your aspirations, to your inspirations, to whatever it is you want to achieve? Very important. We got to have someone other than ourselves that's going to hold us accountable to achieving those goals. I hope that makes sense, guys. Danny is in the house. Long time no see, Danny. Yes, good to see you here. So those are the 3 golden nuggets about goal setting. And the last one was obviously not only about goal setting, but it's about taking your goals and wrapping yourselves around accountability that's going to help you close the gap from where you are to where you want to be. Very important. Yeah, Thomas says, my coach keeps me on track. Good man. Very important. Get a coach. Get someone who's going to kick your ass. Someone who's not going to tolerate your stories. Always remember, guys, this machine is the greatest excuse-making factory that exists on planet Earth, okay? So get someone external that will encourage you, that will push you, that will serve you, that will inspire you to achieve your goals. Good. Now, in a moment, I'm going to share with you a very, very important book. 99% of you know this book. 99% of you have read this book, but I'm going to recommend it again. And if you've read this book, 12 months ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, maybe you've never read this book, make sure you buy this book and read this book, okay? By the way, I'm not getting any commissions from this book. As always, I'm here to serve you and to give you golden nuggets that are going to bring you closer from where you are to where you want to be. So, in a moment, I'm going to share this book. One more thing. When this video goes up, what I'm going to ask you to kindly do, go back to my wall and tag one person that needs to hear this message. I appreciate if you could do that. Why? Because my commitment in 2021 is to leverage off social media as much as I can and spread as much light as possible and help as many people as possible. So, guys, here's the book. Spread this message as soon as this video goes up on my wall. I highly recommend you buy this. Of course, you know the book. It is called Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. Great book. Highly recommend it. And actually, as you can see, this is a new book because I'm always buying books as gifts. And every time I do business with someone or I'm working with someone, it's a great way for me to just spread light and help people. So, guys, if you've read this book, power to you. If you haven't read this book, oh my goodness, make sure you study this book. It's one of the most foundational books on success. Yeah, Vincent says, great book. It is a great book. Now, some of you have read this book. I realize that. If you've read this book a year ago, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 5 years ago, read it again. Why? Because today you are a different person. You'll be reading it and studying it and learning it and taking it in from a different perspective. Now, here's the key, my friends. If you want to change your life, change your perspective. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this live. Next week, I'll be here, same place, same time. Got an amazing session next week. Thank you to all of you for being here. And I love serving you guys. DM me if you've got any challenges, any questions on business. And let's stay in touch. Till next week, be great, stay strong, and live with power and passion.